Yes, I see. Good news, everyone!
This edition of Subnautica will make the Switch the 5th platform to have Subnautica and the 5th confirmed platform for Below Zero as well. This is amazing news. The more people who can play these two incredible experiences, the better. And hell, if there's ever a Nintendo Switch for less than $400 in my area, I can pick up the game on a 3rd platform. According to the trailer, we'll be seeing this release in 2021. And if other large game releases on Switch are anything to go off of, then this should be a pretty smooth port. The Switch port of Doom 2016, for example, was extremely impressive and was nearly identical to the game on other platforms, with slightly lowered levels of graphical fidelity. And going off the trailer for the two Subnautica games on Switch, it seems as though that's exactly what we're going to get from this port. The game appears to be running pretty smooth, and on maybe medium to medium-low settings graphics-wise, as compared to the PC version of the game. However, I am pretty concerned about this new addition. If any of you own Subnautica for Xbox One, or probably another console, you'll know what I'm talking about. Subnautica on there is kinda jank. Sometimes the game runs just fine, and sometimes there's extremely high amounts of texture and terrain popping, or super inconsistent frame rates, to the point where sometimes you're smooth as butter, and 5 seconds later, you're watching a PowerPoint in oceanography. I've also had the game crash on me far more times than I ever have on PC, despite me having literally more than 10 times the hours of the PC. You'll just be cruising along in your Seamoth, and before you know it, the frame rate gets chunkier than a can of extra chunky soup, and you're back at the home screen having wasted the last 2 hours because you never learned your lesson and forgot to save. Now, the game is far from unplayable in this state, of course. It can just be pretty damn annoying, so I do tend to prefer to stick to the PC version, as I assume most people probably do. Now, as for the root of these problems, I'm not a really huge tech guy, but I have the Xbox One S, and I'm not sure if these issues are just a problem with my particular hardware, the hardware of the particular build of the console, or the actual build of the game. When you look at the Switch's specs next to the Xbox, it does look pretty concerning. But that's definitely to be seen, and I'd love to be surprised about this release. In fact, I'm hoping to be surprised. I love Subnautica, and Below Zero, and in my humble opinion, the more people who can play this game, the better. Now, I'd like to discuss what the release of Below Zero on Switch could mean for the rest of us. Nintendo doesn't actually allow any sort of early access games on its shop, so the projected release date of 2021 for the Switch version of Below Zero should line up with its release on PC and other platforms. It is possible that the other versions of the game come out a little bit earlier, but after reading this blog post by the dev team, I seriously doubt it. Subnautica Below Zero is going in early access on Mac and Windows PC. We want to bring Below Zero to Xbox One and PS4 as soon as possible. We don't know when it will be, and predicting dates is a bad thing. We don't want to disappoint you by speculating about a date we don't know we can hit. On Xbox One, we may be able to release Below Zero in Game Preview, Microsoft's early access program, before launch. We can't promise this, but we are exploring the possibility. Sony does not allow early access games, so we will not be releasing any kind of preview on PlayStation. We are aiming to release the 1.0 version of Below Zero simultaneously on Xbox One, PS4, Mac, and Windows PC. We don't know if we can do it, but that is our target, and we'll keep you updated on our progress. I will say this post was made about 2 years ago before there was ever an announcement and possibly plans of the Switch version, so there is a possibility those plans have somewhat changed. But as of now, it looks like we can expect to see the full release of Below Zero in 2021. Well, I think that's going to do it for me today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit like and subscribe, and if you have time, I'd really appreciate you checking out some of the other videos on my channel. Thanks, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.